Hey, what's up everyone? Malachi Reborn here. It's about 10:20 a.m. and I am excited for today. I have a lot of things to accomplish, and the greatest feeling in the world is at the end of the night when I can just take a look at my day and realize how much I've accomplished. It's a great feeling. So, one of the things that I want to do today with you guys is I want to do a short but very powerful piece on the subject of Jesus. I really want to get this thing done within 10 minutes, so let's get started and hope it helps. The first thing we must understand about who or what Jesus is that Jesus is a thought and a concept. It's no different than math, politics, any subject. Anything that you've ever thought about or that you can think about is a thought and a concept. Jesus is no different. Now, what you must understand is that your reality is as strong or as weak as your thoughts on a subject. If you really like cheesecake in your reality, then your thoughts are going to be on it. This is what happens to people with Jesus. They just been brought up with it in church or religion, whatever it is for them. Now, one of the things you must recognize here is that with anything, I'm not even talking about religion, just anything in your reality, your opposition, if they know that you make a stand on a subject, they can use that against you. It's like being in the battlefield and you're in your bunker and you're in the middle of the battlefield and you're like, I'm not moving, I'm not leaving this position, this is my stand. Your enemies are like, but we see you. Now, if the opposition was smart, they would say, oh, okay. They go make a plan and then come back and try to use it against you to hurt you, because they know where you stand on the subject. We're going to get more into that later of how to deal with that situation, because what we're talking about at that point is called polarization. All right. Next thing, Jesus is a sun god, and there are many sun gods in mythology. We're talking about myths now, and depending on which culture you go to, you're going to get a different version of the sun god. If you go to Egypt, you're going to get Horus, then there's Buddha, there's Mithra, there's Krishna. Jesus is just one of them, and he's very popular. Why is Jesus popular? Well, we're going to get to the next thing. Jesus is popular because of his stories in the Gnostics. The Gnostics was a form of myth that taught esoteric teachings and truths, right? So Jesus got popular in the Gnostics. He is the Christ figure in the Gnostics. Jesus became the Christ in the Gnostics. If you want to learn more about Jesus, read the Gnostics, not the Bible. So many conscious people are going around talking about the Bible's fake and this and this and that. All right, then stop reading that. Go read the Gnostics. So Jesus became popular because of his stories there. Okay? And then, which takes us to the next phase, Jesus became very popular historically through Constantine. Constantine took the already created form of Jesus from the Gnostics and then, kind of converted him into a savior type of entity, which also ends up being your Lord and your oppressor, because you can't do nothing without Jesus. So, is Jesus real or is he fake? Do you think you should share what you know about Jesus with others? I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking to the people that say, oh, fuck Jesus. And I'm talking to the people that says, oh, Jesus is everything. Well, here's what we must recognize. We are dealing with polarization if a person is thinking from that point of view. You see, we live in third dimension, and in the Matrix, you can prove or disprove anything with logic. A person can prove that police shootings are justified, slavery is justified, lobotomies are justified, locking people up for marijuana is justified, paying taxes is justified, and that Jesus is justified. But if a person goes on Google for 1 minute, they can find arguments to both sides with convincing logic that justifies both sides. This is called polarization. And you're going to be dealing with this down here in third dimension. So, I mean, listen, if somebody really told me this when I was 10 years old, I would have saved myself a lot of time, because I was searching around like, oh, is this the truth? Is that the truth? Where to go here? Where to go right? No. They're all right. There's truth to everything. Okay? Now, the way that things become real is because your thoughts on it make it stronger. The more you think about something is the more it's real for you. Nobody here saw Jesus walk on the water, but because they keep hearing stories about it, they keep playing it in their mind so many times, now Jesus walks on water. And same thing, Jonah and the whale. Nobody's seen Jonah get swallowed by a whale and come out 3 days later, but because their thoughts on it, because they've played it so many times in their mind, that reality becomes stronger for them. And it goes on and on and on. This is in our reality everywhere. Gay rights. Why are you thinking about gay rights? Because that's what the powers that be want you to focus on. They want you to focus on abortions, freedom of speech. Why do you need somebody to tell you if you should or shouldn't have freedom of speech? You see how that works? They got you focused and thinking on a subject, and then they create polarity for it. This side and that side. Politics. Why do you need one side to tell you what's right and the other side to tell you that the other side is wrong? Black Lives Matter. Why do you need someone to tell you that Black Lives Matter? Once a person takes on this concept, that reality can become stronger. This is the same way they made Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse was a thought. They put him on paper, and boom, now he's real. Same thing with Jesus. Jesus was a thought. They put him on paper, and boom, now he's real. This is the main ingredient in magic and in your rituals. If you took the same thing you did with Jesus and Mickey Mouse and did it in your magic, then damn, imagine the reality you would manifest. So, let's get back to Jesus. The goal here is you have to make Jesus less powerful over you. In fact, he is not more powerful than you. You have to make Jesus ordinary. I'm going to give you an example. Let's look at Zeus from the Greek mythology. Zeus is the king of the gods. Okay, are you afraid of Zeus? Does Zeus have power over you? Are you going to go to hell if you don't deal with Zeus? No, you don't give a shit about Zeus, right? Why? Because you didn't play him in your mind. You didn't think about him. Well, guess what? Jesus comes from Zeus. If you look at the Spanish language, Jesus means Jesus. And what is in Jesus? Zeus. So they took Jesus from Zeus, which is just another Greek god. Okay, so the goal here is that you make Jesus as ordinary as Zeus so that he does not have any power over you. And then, now, the next and final part here is that you must be able to take the energy, direct it, and then control it. So does Jesus have energy? Of course. Of course he does. He's all over the place. He's on crosses. He's in the Bible. We're talking about it now. Jesus' energy is all over. So what can you do with that Jesus energy? And we're going to wrap it up here. The ultimate intention with the Jesus energy is that you must become the Christ. You must become Christ conscious. You must realize and recognize that the Christ energy is within you. You became conscious so that you can become the Christ. And what did Christ do? He forgave. So forgive yourself. What else did Christ do? He overcame Satan. Do this. Overcome your adversities. Christ was about peace. Be at balance with yourself. Christ saved souls. Well, save your own soul. Don't get caught up in the actual story, what happened. Recognize that it's a myth and it was designed for you to learn from it. Christ performed alchemy. He turned water into wine. So you have to do the same thing. Turn lead into gold. Make your mind perfect and pure. Okay? Christ created and destroyed. You must do the same. Wield the power of creation and destruction. Christ did magic and miracles, and he healed. You do the same. Ultimately, Christ ascended. So you must do the same as well. You must ascend to a higher vibration. This is what you do with the Christ energy. All right, we're going to end it off here. Thanks for listening, and have a very powerful day. As always, continue your evolution and know your goal. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.